Hey watch people, this is Hector with Winding Crowns. Welcome back. Today we're talking about the blue dialed dress KX, as the watch community calls it. It is the Srpe E53. This watch, in my opinion, is beautiful. They went with a 40 millimeter on this one. And people said it's too small, but really 40? Isn't a Submariner 40? Isn't the most beloved watch on the planet Earth a 40 millimeter Submariner? I mean, that's kind of a sweet spot for most people. So I guess they were so used to the SKX and 5KX being 42.5 that when you put this on, it felt small. But after you put it on, you have it on, it feels right. I love aesthetically how this looks. It's only 11 millimeters in thickness. So it's not thick at all, but it seems like it is only because it's such a smaller case in comparison to the 42.5 of the SKX and 5KX. That it's smaller, so when you have a shorter lug to lug and it's more condensed case, then 11 seems like it's thick. But if this was a longer lug to lug and a longer, bigger case, then 11 would look like it's slimmed out. That's the only difference, but it's very, very thin at 11. But it looks like it's a little chunkier because of how short it is. And it's only 40 millimeters, guys, from here to here. This variant, the Srpe E53, has the polished bezel, which I prefer over the brushed one, believe it or not. I really do. And the applied indices on these versus the SKXs that were just painted. You see those frames? The metal frames on them? Either they're applied on top or punched through the back, but either way, they're metal framed. It brings it to a little bit more elegant look. Also, the logo on the 5KXs and these dress KXs are applied. If you look at Seiko, it is metal on top of the dial. And look at those indices. The triangles, the circles, they all have a metal frame. They're nicely applied, metal framed. You got the Seiko in metal on the 12 o'clock, right? And you have the painted 5 or S underneath. It looks like a shield, and it could be a 5 and it could be an S. I love that. And then you have the real nice, sorry about those little specks there. Then you have the automatic in the cursive writing, which looks beautiful. And then you have made in Japan with the 4R36. And this inky blue is just beautiful. You see like touches of purple in that blue. Look at that beautiful dial. You see the hash marks all the way around. The thicker hash marks, like the rectangles, are thicker at all the 5, 10, 15, 20, and so forth. And you have the smaller ones in between. You have hard Lex crystal, short lug to lug distance. Now you do have, they feel solid, but looks like they're pressed 2 pieces for each link. You see the lines in between? But it's substantial. It has some weight, so it's almost like it's a piece of metal and a piece of metal, thick piece of metal on both sides pressed together. So it makes it solid because it's solid here, pressed. You got that line, but it's still solid because it does have some weight. And they are push pins. You have your regular Seiko. You know how Seiko always do their things here. You got the two deploy buttons right here. You got your pressed elbow there, like all the Seikos mostly have. You have your typical Seiko pressed clasp, but it is kind of thick. If you look at it, look, it's not thin. I mean, it's still thick, but it's still pressed. And this part, you know, that doesn't shock us. We're used to that. And then you have, you know, like I said, the 2 buttons. And you have this, and it's nicely done. It's really nicely done. So it's a great looking bracelet. Polished sides, of course, and they're kind of bellied, which I like. That belly to them. See that? See the profile of the belly, almost like a turtle. I like that. It's a good looking watch. You have the 4R36 movement. That's why you have a day and date. A lot of micro brands use NH36s if they have the day date, and NH35s if they have just the date. But if it's in a Seiko, it's 4R36 and it's got Seiko written all over it. And there's also your Hardlex back with print on the underside of the crystal. This is Seiko. See if we can get all that in there. You see the rotor says Seiko, 24 jewels, 4R36-08L0, made in Japan. Water resistant, this says, to where it is 10 bar, which is 100 meters, and it's a stainless steel. So yeah, 4R36. I like the movement. I like the way it's got the Seiko logo and the five shield under the Seiko. And they're not finished terribly bad. I mean, they knew that they were going to be in exhibition cases, so they don't look ugly. If you notice, look, see the fine brushing on the rotor and the rest of the movement? I mean, it's not perlage and Geneva striping and all that, but it's still not bad at all. They kind of did clean it up to make it look nice for these watches. I really think these are good watches, guys. They're beautiful watches. Let's do a wrist check. Let's try it on the wrist, guys. I'm going to pull back a little bit here. I've got the Boulder on right now. Little titanium 38mm Boulder, quartz GMT. All right. And there it is. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? You want a Lume shot? You want to do a Lume? Let's do it. Let's check out that Lume. It's bananas, guys. It's good. It's Seiko, man. Come on, Lume Bright. You already know. You already know. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, fellas. Bam! Look at that. Booyah! Look at that. Look at that. Scare you? I don't want to scare you guys. That's not a meteorite coming at your face or a comet. So don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid. Whoa! Don't be afraid, guys. It's just Lume Bright. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful, huh? Look at that. Very nice, guys. Let's get the lights back on. I'm getting scared. All right, guys, there it is. Guys, if you like this type of content, guys, you like seeing more of it, then please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about the channel. Leave a comment down below, guys. I love to hear your comments. Please leave a comment. I really enjoy reading and engaging with you guys. And also hit the bell icon so you're notified of the next vid. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being with me. And remember, never stop winding crowns. Thanks, fellas.